All right. Today I'll speak to you about the fact that AI is replacing a lot of people's jobs, especially in the IT sector and even in the administration or data entry segment. And how I know this is because people only approach me when they need a job or they have lost a job or they're looking out for a job. Okay. Or, going to get promoted to something bigger. So, in this video, I thought I'll share with you my thoughts about this and, what should you do about it? Okay. By the way, if you notice that my energy is a bit low, it is because I have fever, not keeping too well. And on top of that, I am also not eating food. I've not eaten food now for 4 days. So by the time you see this video, it would be 5 days. No food. I'm just doing a cleansing. So anyway, just watch it at slight speed. Okay, see, I'll give you the best example about uh, the the phase that we are going through, AI replacing jobs. Um, my stepfather, no, my stepfather used to work in a Sharjah-based company. His name was he was from the Sheikh family, I think, not Sheikh family. His name was Bukatir. Bukatir was a billionaire those days. You're talking of 80s. He was the guy who used to host the India-Pakistan matches in Sharjah those days. But the reason why it got banned is because there was a lot of match fixing and bribing. It was a high stakes drama. So he was the first one to bring India Pakistan cricket match to UAE. That time, you're talking of when I was maybe 10, 11, 12 years old. I was literally 38 years. So that's quite long. So my stepfather used to work for him. Okay. And his jobs included, like, he was more like a receptionist. He used to take calls, book appointments. Then he used to do a little bit of administrative work. And then later on, he also got transferred to another company of his where he used to do the ticketing work. Those days, the airline tickets, they used to give all their tickets, which used to come in a bulk. Like we have today, everything digital pass. You'd actually be surprised. We used to get a kind of a very thin, slippery kind of booklet with our flight details on it, and then you have to just tear out one very thin page and submit the rest. Okay. So they used to get the bulk of these papers. The airlines used to give it to these companies who do the sorting. Then they would do the uh, data entry into the old CRT monitor computers, which had a green flickering screen. You're talking of even before, I think, Windows 95. Um, those days. And when Windows 93 or 95 came out, 95, 1995, that time they used to do it manually. And then obviously, I remember going to his office and there were like 30 people in the room who were doing that. One bunch was sorting out all the tickets, other bunch was data entering, and then there was a supervisor. There were team leaders and there was a supervisor. Okay, so this was the era that my stepfather was, and he was getting paid pretty handsomely for those days. We are talking of kind of like British salaries. They used to, that time they didn't know India had a massive population, and none of the Indians knew that Dubai was a place where you could make a lot of money. It was just starting to build up. However, what happened is the first phase was where Indians started pouring in, so supply became greater than the demand. So salaries started to get slashed. Okay. So then these guys, to ensure that their jobs were protected or to ensure justification of their salaries, they would work these multiple jobs and they would work more time than required. Okay. They would, like normally these, like even my stepfather used to go home on time. Now he would work extra hours. But then very soon the rumors started to build up that computers, these computers, Windows 95, installed software, they were taking over all these jobs, and everyone was afraid, everyone was worried. Oh sheesh, if the computer comes, then we will lose our jobs, and it can do the job of 10 people, 20 people. The same thing what you're hearing today is what they were talking about those days. And even though they were talking about, even though the fear of job loss was there, none of them actually did anything apart from talking and discussing about it. I remember when my dad's stepfather, his supervisor, came home, and he came over for lunch. My stepfather was kissing his ass because wanted job security. As they were eating, and they were talking of these computers taking over, and he said what to do, and they were just talking what to do, and that was it. Okay. However, what happened was eventually the computers did take over. Bukhater's company bought in. Before, they used to manually take the calls. They got an automated system, and they replaced them with a Filipina young girl who didn't have to be paid very big salaries, because my stepfather was there for almost 20 years by that time. I think totally he worked 30 years or 25 years, something like that. So they got a Filipina who could take over. Obviously, it's better to have a petite, good-looking girl than to have fat old men, Indian men. So right off the bat, when he automated the system, I think all the receptionists, they were replaced with one lady. Before, there were 4 or 5 people. And remember, there was something like a telex and telegram and all that. Emails started to come in. So all, like 5 people were there at the reception desk. Now all got replaced by one female, okay, or two. Then my stepfather and all those people, every single one of them, they lost their jobs, and they put one person who would do scanning, scanning through. Not sure. I can't remember whether it was a QR code or it was developed later. But now all the information was coming via the internet, and it just came on a Excel sheet, and they just had to do a little bit of work. So he actually scaled down his staff to only 10%, and later on it even shut down because now the airlines had everything automated. In fact, Emirates Airlines had done a major overhaul when I was in my 30s, where before they had a department for accounts, finance. How I know this, my girlfriend was working there at the time. I think nearly 2,000 people were replaced from their jobs, removed from Emirates Airlines, and shifted over to not Mercator, which was I think the IT hub of Emirates, but to another company which was filled with only Indians who were asking for 1/3 the salary. It's unbelievable, 1/3 the salary, and they even managed to get the technology which would replace all these people. So they were having a massive savings, and obviously the future of technology. So we see the same thing that is happening today. Whether you look at, let's say, on a car factory, automobile factory, before you'd have like Henry Ford, all these workers would be doing manually. Then they bought in manual machines, which replaced many people. You didn't have 10 people to pick up something heavy. You had just 2 people to operate something, or maybe 4. And then slowly we had automated machines, which replaced maybe, another, say 60, 70%. And today we have factories which literally the whole thing is automated with machines and with, software, computer. And now you have the AI revolution. And I can tell you without a doubt, the AI is the pace and rate at which it's growing. And when you see the, new product launches by especially Google, I think Google is taking a forefront. And now AI Altman with the support of Donald Trump, plenty of jobs will be redundant. Plenty of people will be replaced with others who operate one single machine or AI, giving the prompts and doing the rest. I'm not saying that all the jobs will be replaced. You can't replace a civil engineer. You can't replace a salesman. You can't replace, let's say, the basic tasks like plumbing, electrician, someone who cooks in the, say, McDonald's, fast food joints, restaurants. Okay. And I'm pretty sure many of you who have a job, you're not bothered about it, especially in their 30s, 40s, because you're like, I have another 10 years or 15 years or 20 years in retirement. But don't do like what my stepfather did. That's the point I'm trying to make. My stepfather, he tried to brush it off. He didn't discuss about it, and even if he discussed about it, he wouldn't discuss with us. He still continued with the ignorance and arrogance that it will affect other people's jobs. It affected him, and after he lost his job, did not believe this. He never got employed ever again after losing his job in at the age of 40, somewhere in the 40s. He never got a job ever again. There are many other factors. He didn't know how to make a resume. He didn't know how to go for interviews. He didn't know how to talk. He didn't have any networking skills. He was a dumbass. Okay. So I'm pretty sure you guys are not like that. But don't be too sure. Don't be overly confident. Nothing is going to happen to my job. If it is not AI explicitly that will take over your job, it'll be someone who is maybe faster, better, sharper, more educated, with more skills, and someone who is maybe younger or maybe who will ask for a lesser salary. It's very easy to say that someone with my experience cannot be replaced. Fine. There are some jobs where a person with, say, 20 years experience cannot be replaced by someone who's a college graduate. But someone with 20 years experience can be replaced with someone with 10 years experience, because the experience is, okay, greater. Skills are more or less the same now. See, leadership positions cannot be replaced by AI, but AI has an incredible suite of tools by which many job positions are being redundant. Like I told you, receptionist, admin work, data entry operators, whether it's logistics or banking, information processing, especially IT. IT is the worst hit. Witness the number of people who are losing jobs left, right, and center in IT. And I can assure you this much, that they will try to figure out a way to incorporate AI into their companies, their systems, their factories, and eventually, see, a company is a business is always looking to make money. Okay, that's your objective. And if you can make money by cutting costs in a smart manner, not impulsively, like when AI was just launched, these buggers were just parading on LinkedIn. I've replaced 80% of my staff with AI. That's premature and that's stupid. Okay. I'm not saying all of humanity will lose their jobs, but a new breed of AI proficient individuals will take over your job. And I can tell you this, for those who are obsessed on using AI, it's unbelievable what it can do. I'm not talking of only correcting your grammar or just writing an article or drawing a book. There are so many other services that they offer. Incredible, incredible. Well, I don't want to start harping about, let's say, for example, if I say AI can write an article, you'll be like, man, I don't need an article. My job, nobody can touch. Just do this. Just search online and figure out those people are getting a higher salary than you for the same job. Okay, what technology or what state of the art, uh, AI are they using, which is why your salary remains the same, but these guys, their salaries are much more. And don't be ignorant, arrogant, or too comfortable stating that, nothing can happen to me. Like, okay, we can look at AI and so many other things, but just keep in mind that technology is evolving. Where once upon a time, when I was young, I had my first computer at, I think, when I was 18 or something, 16 or something. My stepfather, he bought one of those old machines which he got for cheap, green, a green MS-DOS. You could see those, lettering. Just Google search, you'll see CRT monitor, bulky. It didn't do anything other than just typing a few words here and there. He was too stingy to buy a Windows 95 PC. So imagine, I didn't see my first PC until I was 16 or 17, 18. My daughter, right from the day she's born, she had the iPad. So we have a massive generational shift. And there are many, even Thailand, they're instituting teaching children with AI, software, tablets, you know, how you can use these new technologies. So don't be too comfortable, and at the same time don't be worried. That's all I'm saying. But be concerned and work on your skills. If I were to give you just a few solutions before I conclude, one is don't ignore what is happening. Okay, that is number one. Second one is be proactive. See, when you have a salary now, you have no fear. I have a salary. You don't think about it. Even when I was a salaried individual, I didn't give a damn about any changes in the market. But today, when I'm a freelancer, run my own business brand online, you will not believe, but I'm constantly thinking 5 years ahead. I'm thinking 5 years ahead, what is going to happen? In fact, one member of my WhatsApp group whom I confide in, he asked me a very powerful question. He's a very well-to-do young man in his, I think, early 30s, who is well versed with technologies. He just said, how can you be relevant? He asked me, how can you be relevant in the coming years? And very powerful question. I loved his statement. So I just kept asking, how can I be relevant? And what are the things that I'm doing will be irrelevant? Keep this question. If there's the whole video, you could just get this question. I think it would be worth it. And that is, um, what I'm doing, what if it becomes irrelevant in a few years? Okay. Well, number one. Number two is, am I losing my relevancy or is it increasing? And third one is, how can I be more relevant for the future, for the future employer, future companies, or future target market? You also have to develop a lot of skills. Don't be comfortable with your degree or MBA, whatever you got, which is prehistoric and it's not worth anything, not even worth the paper you get. And keep consistently focusing on marketing your service, yourself, your brand to other companies, to other individuals. Network aggressively and take on a leadership role. Don't take on a repetitive task because they will be replaced. Leaders, it'll be very hard to replace leaders as human beings. Anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You agree, disagree? I'd love to hear what you have to say. You guys take care. This is me signing off.